Okay, now my microphone's back. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Everything good? What is going on, guys? It's Dolly back in the house. Sorry about the technical difficulties. All right. So anyway, you know the routine. Leave your DNA on that like button just in case somebody goes out and tries to buy you a colossal popcorn. Okay? Dolly's going to need your DNA on file, so make sure you leave it. If you're brand new and you haven't, sub up, ring the bell for notifications. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a really sad story today about this girl, Lauren Johansen. Okay, Lauren Johansen is her name, and the prayers for her because she is no longer with us. Let me pull this story up, and I got some videos we're going to watch. Her killer was apprehended dumping her body in a cemetery. Okay, so she was found in a cemetery in Mississippi, and the arrest was actually filmed from a drone. We're going to take a little look at that, but I want to go over the story with you real quick of what happened. Then we're going to take a little look at the arrest footage of her boyfriend. Of course, you got to watch these people you date go to jail. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull this story up. All right. A 23-year-old man was taken into custody following a manhunt for allegedly killing his girlfriend and leaving her body in the car. The Harrison County Sheriff's Office shared a drone video that showed law enforcement officers locating and arresting Bricen Rivers on July 3rd. The Sheriff's Office called it a very dangerous apprehension because several factors included extreme heat conditions, rugged terrain, and unknown intent of the suspect. Lauren Johnson's family reported her missing on July 2nd out of Hattiesburg, and law enforcement were able to track her vehicle to Wolf River Cemetery. When deputies arrived at the cemetery, they reportedly found Johansson's deceased in the car and wrapped in a sheet. Officials said Rivers fled into the woods, so they called in backup to assist them in the search. He was called after about 9 hours. Rivers is in custody at the Harrison County Jail on charges of murder, possession of a controlled substance, kidnapping, and trafficking in a controlled substance. So basically, he had a bunch of drugs on him. Rivers has a past of allegedly abusing 22-year-old Johansson. In December, he was arrested in Nashville for allegedly kidnapping, beating, and holding her against her will. Johansson's father, Lance Johansson, attended Rivers' bond hearing and told the judge if they let him out, he was going to kill her. Now, this started off in Tennessee, okay, in Nashville. This is another one of those what's in the damn water in Nashville cases, okay? So this man was on bond for kidnapping the girl, all these things. And her daddy even went up there and said, if you release this man, he is going to kill my daughter. Lance Johansson said Rivers has allegedly beat his daughter multiple times. He told the news he would get her away from him for a while, but he would find a way to weasel back in. So this girl kept leaving him, kept getting back with him, kept leaving him, getting back with him, until, the fateful day of she was discovered deceased in the cemetery. Rivers' bond was reportedly reduced from $250,000 to $150,000 in July when he bonded out. So he originally had a $250,000 bond. They dropped it down to $150,000, and he bonds out of jail and goes and kills this girl. On July 1st, the Davis County District Attorney's Office contacted Lance Johansson and said Rivers was released from custody. The District Attorney's Office said Rivers was supposed to report straight to a GPS company to be put on a GPS monitor, and he was not to leave Davidson County. Rivers, however, did not report to the GPS monitoring company, and he has not been heard from. Okay, so they released him on bond. Let's get this GPS on you so we can track you like Benny Keys, right? And then he just never shows up to get the GPS. He takes off. He goes and hunts this girl down. On July 2nd, Lance Johnson got a call from his other daughter who lived with Lauren Johansson, who said their front door was open, their security system was broken, and Lauren was nowhere to be found. Lance Johnson received a call from the Harrison County Sheriff's Office that his daughter's car was found in the cemetery, and he knew she was dead. Right? He just knew it. When he got that call, he already knew that his daughter was gone, because you remember he had went to court and begged the judge not to let this man out. If he did, he said his daughter would. I think he has a huge lawsuit. Lance Johansson told the news, when we got there, her car was in the middle of the cemetery and she was in the back of the car wrapped in sheets and trash bags. She was basically beaten to death. Her face was smashed in. Her head was smashed in. Trigger warning, guys. She was brutally beaten to the point you could see she couldn't see out of either eye. He said his daughter's body was just mutilated. Lauren Johansson was a nurse student at the University of Southern Mississippi. Lance Johnson said, I think the criminal justice system in Nashville, Tennessee failed my daughter and our family. The world shouldn't work this way. She was really beautiful, super, super smart, and she had dreams and hopes that were larger than life. Everything she did, everything she touched turned to gold. Okay, now I want to pull this video up of them actually making the arrest. So give me 1 second. Poor girl, you know, and the dad tried to fight. This is when the justice system fails you. Okay, this is exactly when the justice system fails you. Let's share this video. And this is him being taken into custody. You know, like I said, this started off in Nashville and then rolled over into Mississippi. And you'll see him run out the woods and the police are waiting on him. And they just basically tackle him. It's kind of set up in the, you know, night vision flare camera, but you'll get a good concept of what's going on. And this is right by the cemetery where they found her body. You see all the police in the woods. You're going to see him run out. There he is. See him run out from the right? I don't know where he was trying to run, but it looked like he tried to run right to the police. Okay. But they did this because they instantly started tracking her phone. The phone led them to the cemetery. The cemetery landed them to Bricen Rivers, which is the killer that's been taken into custody, which was a boyfriend that had been beating on her multiple times. Like I said, the father had begged the judge not to release this man, and he was out on $150,000 bond when he went and killed Lauren Johansson. Super crazy, horrible. What in the hell is this world coming to? Let's play that one more time. And, you know, this is actually live footage. Well, it ain't live right this second, but this was shot footage of them actually catching the killer trying to flee the scene. And I don't know what his intent was when he was out there. Was he going to try to bury her? Why did he go to the cemetery? But, you know, he was in a place that nobody could, you know, hear. They were in the middle of nowhere. You can see how thick the woods are all around there. And he took her out there and it appears he beat her to death. And he's running right at the police like he's trying to get shot, or I don't know, you know, like unalivened by cop, because he ran right at the police. And you see how many police ran out from the woods. They had different agencies out there searching for him, and they were immediately on it. I mean, immediately. As soon as the phone call came in from the dead, they knew this guy didn't report. They started tracking her phone instantly. led him to the cemetery, and let's see. Clickbait bye. This definitely ain't clickbait. Rest in peace to Lauren. Like, ladies, when you're in a super abusive relationship like this, you know, where this man has beat you, this is the same thing that happened to my friend Sammy Joe here, and her killer is about to go to court. I'm going to try to cover some of that, be there for that. And I had a friend, she was dating this guy, and I've known, like, my friend Sammy Joe wasn't scared of anything, nothing, right? And she was dating this guy, and all of a sudden she was like hiding out, and she was like, look, I am so scared of this dude. Apparently she was dating this guy, and he beat her. He did the big R word to her. Even though they were dating, he still forced himself on her and like beat her pretty bad. And my friend Sammy Joe was scared to death of this guy, and I had never seen Sammy scared of anything, right? Nothing. And she was hiding out at a friend's house down the street, and so she couldn't go home. She had a roommate, this guy Danny. Apparently Danny hears a knock at the door. He opens the door, and the dude busts in the house with a gun. Is holding my friend Danny at gunpoint. Okay. And he's looking for Sammy Joe. Sammy Joe's not there because she's hiding from this dude. And this dude, listen, she had him arrested, right? And he got out on bond. When he beat her up and he did the R to her, he had her arrested for assault, all this stuff, right? And this man literally bonds out of jail. Now he's done kicked up in her house, got her roommate at gunpoint. Okay. Got her roommate at gunpoint. He makes okay. Sammy Joe had this little ugly ass dog named NASA. Okay. And she loved this dog to death. So the dude with the gun made Danny call Sammy and say the dog got ran over. Okay. So in the process of this, Sammy's worried about the dog. He calls her and tells her he needs to get there immediately, that her dog NASA's been ran over. So she comes out of hiding and goes to the house. And when she walks in the house, the dude that she had been dating is there with a gun, and he's holding both of them at gunpoint. Now, I don't know exactly what transpires inside the house at that point, but whatever happened, Sammy Joe runs and jumps out of a second-story window. Okay. She jumps out the window, right through the glass, everything, right out the damn window. The dude with the gun chases her, and Danny is able to run out the back door. Okay. So the problem was, when Sammy Joe jumped out the window, underneath was an awning, like, you know, a metal awning that cover, you know, stops it when it rains. Now, there was a lady walking into her apartment. That lady is the lady that I bought my Corvette from. Right? Just coincidental. I had bought a car from the lady that lived underneath them. So as this lady's walking in the house, Sammy Joe jumps out the window and lands directly on top of the lady that sold me the Corvette. Okay. So when she hits the ground, she's hurt. She like messed up a rib, hurt her hip, something, her leg. And she gets up and tries to run. By that point, the dude runs down the stairs, shoots her 6 times. Right? My friend Sammy Joe loses her life that day. He runs and jumps in a car with his baby's mama. Took him away from a murder scene. He's sitting in jail right now with no bond for the murder of my friend Sammy Joe. Okay? So when you're dating these psycho dudes, and dudes are saying, hey, I will unalive you, I'll do this to you if you leave me, you need to take that shit really, really serious. Okay. Any man that will put their hands on you like that ain't a good dude. And I understand why Sammy was hiding now, because I'd never seen her scared, but this dude was somebody to be scared of, and she knew that. And just thank God that, you know, I think if Sammy hadn't jumped out that window, her and Danny would have been dead. I think she saved Danny's life that day by doing what she did. Okay, because it gave him enough time to run, and he really didn't have nothing to do with it. He's just a roommate at this point, right? And he was able to get away. So he's the key witness in the the murder of Sammy Joe, plus the lady that I bought my Corvette from. And it's just tragic stuff like that. This stuff happens. They're letting people out of jail that shouldn't be out of jail. If this man would have been in jail for his crimes, he was out on multiple bonds too. His baby's mama had charges on him, and she drove him. That's the crazy thing. This woman drove her baby daddy to kill another woman. I mean, I don't know if she knew that he was going to go in there and try to kill everybody, but that's exactly what he did. Been following true crime since 1990. If I would have left my ex when I did, I wouldn't be here. And I'm sure there's a lot of stories like that, that women that got away from men that would have killed them. And maybe we'll talk about a little bit about that. I'm going to open the phone lines. Ladies, have y'all ever been caught up in a situation like this? That's what I want to hear from you guys about. I'm going to open the phone lines. Of course, I'm going to keep it short because I still got to go get dinner. I'm going to try to keep the live streams to about an hour or under, because a lot of people don't go back and watch 3-hour live streams. So I'm going to start trying to do the streams about an hour long, but instead of I'm going to do a couple more of them a day, so it equals out to about the same amount of time that I usually would be on. But I'm going to switch the topic, switch the streams, that way people can actually rewatch the videos. Okay, because nobody really wants to sit there and watch a 3-hour. You got to have, to watch one of my whole streams, you got to take a day off of work. So let me open the phone lines. The phone lines are now open. The call-in number is on the screen. Ladies, have you ever been caught up in a situation like this where you're in an abusive relationship? You keep going back to the dude. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
We turned you down. It's Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
What you doing?
Yeah, I'm living my best
watching.
Life.
Yeah, America, huh?
America.
Yeah. I've been in some situations, but I was taught, at a young age, I know self-defense and stuff. I've always tried to protect myself, but there are some, you just can't overpower someone when they're standing over there and they're beating you. And when you're looking at that girl on here, it's a shame. She got her whole life ahead of her. She's just gone. And I feel so bad for that father. I've been in situations where I've been hit by men before, but me, I hit back.
Yeah.
You hit me, I fight back. I will fight,
Some of these people are so scary, you hit them back, and that might escalate to them killing you too. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But the reason I'm calling you, because you want us to weigh in on this. I had my niece. She had passed away. It was a while back. It's been quite a few years. It really tore my sister up. She's down in Florida, and she was at a homeless shelter. She is supposed to come and stay with us. We lived in Jacksonville. She was in Tallahassee. Yeah. And she was in Tallahassee at a homeless shelter with an older guy, and he was beating on her. And I told her, I said, you can come, but he cannot come. And I was thinking of, how I was going to protect her from him. Yeah. I kind of wish I would have let them both come. And let me tell you why. Because he did unalive her. Oh. He is actually the reason that she is no longer with us. He ain't the one that actually did it, but he is the one that caused it, unfortunately. They were with a couple, a very disgruntled couple, and that couple got into a fight with him, and my niece was sleeping, and he took a machete. The guy that he got into it with, he started the fight with him and his wife, and the guy that he started the fight with took a machete to him, and when my niece woke up, they took a hammer to her. Oh, she had no way to defend herself at all. She was only 23 years old.
Did they kill him too?
They killed him and her. They are both sitting in prison. He is in prison for life with no parole.
Wow.
And she is in prison for, I think she got 13 years, the girlfriend.
Oh.
So she will be getting out in the next few years on parole, apparently. And that tore our family apart. And my sister, bless her heart, and that's why I get so upset, when I see these parents that don't even try to look for their children, when I saw what my sister went through and what it did to her.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's a horrible thing to watch your loved ones be abused, your children, your nieces, and you can't get to them. You can't do anything about it unless you can get them to come to you. And that was a situation we were in. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us.
Yeah, these cops in this video, they should be allowed to kick your ass for at least 5 minutes when you do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know cops that would have.
They should have kicked the shit out of him. They had so many cops on them, but I'm just saying there should be a law. They should get 5 free minutes of just whipping your ass when they lock you up. Because especially when it's something this horrible.
Yep. Yeah, right. And that's why but I just want to call in and share that real quick with you. That's what, our family went through. And I understand the pain that father's going through.
Yeah. All right, Rita, you be good.
Yes, sir. I'm going to keep watching till we're done.
All right. All right, peace.
All right, bye, honey.
Yeah, definitely a crazy situation for this father because this man was arrested for beating and abusing and kidnapping his daughter. He begged the judge not to release this guy. This guy gets out on $100 bond and goes and kills his daughter. Dolly,
smoke number 2 from Texas.
Smoke number 2? Oh, it's Richard. What up, Richard? It took me a minute. I was like, dude, smoke number 2.
Okay. I know you're the same way as me. You got a daughter. I got 2 daughters. If that dude, the first time he'd have went to jail, we'd have been sitting there when he got out. Ain't no way in this world I wouldn't have been sitting there when he bailed out.
Yeah, well, they called the father and told him after it was done. They should have called the father before it was done.
I'd have been checking every day to make sure he didn't get. And if then they said, "Oh, he's going to bail out," they moved his bail. I'd have been there when he got out.
I'm just curious of who bailed him out at $150,000.
Yeah, probably drug money, but I'd have still been there.
Yeah,
I'd have been wherever my daughter was whenever I found out he was going to get bailed out.
Yeah. I mean, and then you got to think, do you really think this dude? Well, he done kidnapped her once, so it wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. No, if he beat her, he'll kill her. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Richard. Like,
I mean, that's the same as the Nikki case that I've been asking you to do, and you haven't checked it out yet. That Nikki McCain, he got off, man, because there's no body, but they know he killed her.
Yeah, you got to be able to prove it. You got to be able to prove stuff these days.
Yeah, now there's a fire out there. Something caught on fire and burned everything out there now. Right after when they started trying to look for her, now there's a big fire and everything burned on that tribal land. Come on. He did it.
Yeah, they're covering for him. They have their own rules. They have their own way about life. So
that is just horrible. She was 23.
There's a lot of indigenous women that come up missing all the time, and nobody ever looks for them.
It's horrible.
But some of it don't even get reported.
Yeah, but it's even worse when it's like, a younger child that can't defend herself, like, Sebastian Rogers or somebody like that, because, we're pretty sure what happened to him. I think so, but yeah, it's just horrible. And then that other girl, 17, right? Didn't they find her right by Sebastian? She was killed by her boyfriend too.
Say what now? Say that one more time.
That girl that was just killed by Sebastian's house, the 17.
Yeah, I was just reading an article on her too. Trinity.
Yes.
Trinity is her name.
This is crazy.
Yeah, and she was killed by a 17-year-old male. He's in a juvenile facility right now, which I think he should be in jail.
Yeah,
17 in the South. You shouldn't be in no juvenile hole. You should be right in damn prison.
In Texas he'd be in prison.
Yeah, he'll end up being charged with as an adult and being moved into adult facility, but he hasn't yet. So
but they might wait till he's 18 to charge him. You know what I mean? They might let him sit in there for a little while.
Oh no, I think they've already charged him.
No, but I'm saying like court, he'll sit for a while until.
Yeah, maybe they'll hold him in juvenile until he's 18 and then switch him over to big boy jail. Then, but I know in this he's going to be charged as an adult for sure. Oh, I've seen him charge 12-year-olds as adults. So he's 17. He's done.
Yeah, and then that other one was a 16-year-old or whatever, that girl that was just killed. She was seen on camera running into a parking garage trying to get help, I think, and then she vanished, and her dad said it was the boyfriend or whatever. He was like 16.
Yeah, I don't know what's with young kids killing people these days. I mean,
Dude, it's crazy. Like, Tennessee is, something's wrong. They need to shut that state down.
they need to shut it down. Well, I mean, the killing actually took place in Mississippi, but it all transpired in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to do something. They need to go in and just fire everybody in law enforcement in Tennessee, start all over.
Start all over. All right, there's smoke number 2. You be good.
All right, bro. You be careful, but really check into that Nikki McCain case. See what you think. It's crazy.
I will as soon as I get a little bit of time. Peace.
All right.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. This is Pearl from Tennessee. How are you doing tonight,
Hey,
buddy?
Pearl. I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I was calling up. My friend got killed in 1990, and I've been following true crime ever since.
Uh-huh.
He would lock her in the basement, and some days he'd feed her, and some days he wouldn't.
Wow.
And he'd let her out on a good day, and she talked to her kids, and she let one of her kids come over. The other one was grown and in college, and he come over and stayed for a week or two, and she seen it was getting worse, and she'd probably have to go back in the basement. So she sent him back home to his daddy.
Uh-huh.
And she was there long for maybe a week, and he tied her to a chair in the bedroom, and he first slit her throat, and
wow.
That didn't kill her. And he was taking her out from that chair and having sex with her, and then he'd put her back. And finally, when he got done with all of it, he shot her in the head and killed her.
Oh my Jesus.
He put her in the closet and kept her there for several days on a mattress to bring her out. He was a backhoe man, and he could scratch you back with a backhoe. And he had buried her in the yard. And he had a hold up with the cops out here for, I don't know, several hours that day. And finally, they talked him into showing him where the grave was, because he's so good. He had the dirt and the grass laid back down just like it's supposed to be. They finally found it.
Uh-huh.
And when they found it, he said, "Can I get down in the hole with her for a little while?" And
he was a total sicko.
Oh yeah, he had been dragging her out. He had been dragging her out of the grave and raping her and putting her back.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's some Ed Gain type stuff right there, you know.
Yeah, she was my very best friend in school. We hung out, went to church together and everything, and she always loved to come to the house because she'd get to go to church.
Yeah.
And so
I've had a friend. I had a friend that vanished. The dude I went to junior high school with, he vanished, never to be seen again. Just
really?
Gone. Just poof, gone off the planet. I didn't even know he was gone. I hadn't talked to him in years, and I stopped by his house, and his mama came to the door, and she was like, "You don't know?" And I was like, "No, what?" She's like, "My son's been gone for years. He just vanished one day, and they had him on America's Most Wanted at one time. I never seen it, but that's what she told me. She was like, "He's been gone for years. We ain't heard from him." She was crying like it just brought up, something bad to her. But I didn't know. I just walked up and knocked on the door and asked for him.
Yeah.
And she came out there crying and said she hadn't talked to her son in years. I was like, damn.
Happened to my friend. She's up in years now, and she hadn't seen her son in over 20 years, and they still ain't found no trace of him. And she's even passed away since, and she was grieving over her child, and he's never been found.
That's crazy. And the dude I went to school with, and we went to school in junior high school together. He was like 6'4", almost 300 pounds in junior high. And I was thinking, how does somebody that big just vanish?
Yeah, they got to come up somewhere. And I wanted to mention Sebastian. They give us every reason to believe that he didn't walk away. And I want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
From the first, you wanted to say, "Oh, well, I can't believe he walked out the door." He didn't walk out that door. That's number one. He didn't walk out there. He didn't have no shoes, because he didn't, allegedly, in my opinion. I think he never walked out that door. I think he was carried out that door, so he didn't need no shoes. The flashlight was to hide them from that field back there, or that wouldn't have never been brought up. I could tell you so much of stuff of what I see in this case, allegedly, in my opinion. And I don't know why Sumner County is not seeing through some of this.
Yeah. Hey, well, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling us.
All of this is allegedly and in my opinion.
Definitely. You be good. You stay safe.
I appreciate you answering my phone, Dolly. Love you both.
All right. Peace. All right. Let me close these phone lines for 1 second because I want to talk for a second. I got to give my warning, especially when people are calling. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, mixed with a little bit of theories, throw in a little bit of comedy. So don't take nothing here as fact. Do your own research, people. The callers, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on a Dolly Vision. Everyone is innocent in a court of law until proven guilty. And don't try to be Dolly at home. It's dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous. Now, this is the dude. This is Bricen Rivers. He is the man allegedly who took the life of Lauren Johansson in the cemetery. Trigger warning, guys, if you're just tuning in. He beat her face in. He beat her skull in. Her father said she was unrecognizable, that both her eyes were closed. Her skull was crushed. She was wrapped in sheets and trash bags in the back seat of the car, parked dead center of the cemetery. Now, was he going to leave her in the car? Was he going to try to bury her? What was he going to try to do? But soon as they called and they knew she was missing, they started instantly tracking her phone. That led to the cemetery, and at that point, they launched drones. We live in a drone era now, guys, where police are on it. These drones are important, especially in missing people cases, because you can cover so much area so fast that they sent a damn drone up, and the drone was able to detect him. That's how they knew where he was at. It was caught on camera, as we seen. And this is the man we seen tackled by the police for murdering Lauren Johansson. Now, he threw his life away. He looks like I don't know. I don't really know what an abusive person looks like. He don't look like the nicest guy, but nobody ever looks like, the nicest person in their mugshots, right? So, but he's going to stand trial for the murder. What he did is unthinkable. It is a father or mother's worst fear. Okay. Especially now, if this man, her father does not sue the state for this, right? When you kidnap somebody, should you have a bond? Okay. Should you have a bond when you kidnap somebody? And not only that, but they lowered his bond to allow him to get out. Apparently he couldn't get out at $250,000, but he had the 150 to get out. Now that don't mean it was 150 cash. I'm sure that they have bondsmen, 10% of that. Somebody paid what, $1,500 to get him out of jail. Now, no matter what, he's never getting out of prison. He's going to get life. I don't know if Mississippi has the death penalty. Does anybody in here from Mississippi know? Okay, matter of fact, do me a favor, guys, real quick. I want y'all to like this video. Don't cheat. Like it or dislike it, one or the other, right? And then I want you to shout out where you're watching my ugly face from. It's time to represent your city, your town, your hood. All right. Let me see where you beautiful people are at. 15,000, 10% of 150,000. $20 super sticker. Thank you there. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see your name, but thank you so much. Oh, you're in Massachusetts. Okay. Florida's in the house. Roll Tide. I see some Bama. Nash County, North Carolina. Florida's in the house. What was it? Bride. Did I say that right? I heard my producer from in there. She screamed out. I see Washington, Texas, Nashville, Columbus, Georgia, 15K to get him out. Okay, 15K to get this man out. Somebody must have put up a house or something like that. I don't see nobody giving $15,000 cash to get this man out unless he's sometime a big drug dealer or something like that. Detroit's in the house, Texas, Nashville, Washington State. Somebody said Nashville, Tennessee, unfortunately. I think Nashville is a beautiful place. I think it's a little bit more dangerous than we think, though. Okay. Jack says, experiencing domestic violence, please head to www.hotline.org. There is a number provided and a live chat available 24/7. Self-harm, call 988. Okay, thank you, Jackson. Thank you for the super sticker. Y'all jump on the train. I see Oklahoma. So we got turtles all over the country today. Listen, I know a lot of us are older, but a lot of us have grandkids. We have children, right? We got to let them know instantly if there's any type of abuse, any type of physical abuse. You need to get away from that person, or if somebody's saying they'll hurt you, right? You got to take it serious. All right. When you end up in relationships like this, if a dude's out there beating on you, it's never going to get better. Okay. Oh, and I want to thank real quick the turtle. Which turtle sent it to me?
Above ancestral readings, I think.
Above ancestral readings. I don't know if they're going to be able to see it, but they sent me this diamond painting. Okay. It says Turtle Island. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's turtles climbing out of it. You know, baby turtles being born, going towards the ocean. Thank you so much. It's awesome. I'm hanging it in my shop, right? So that's going up in the shop where I make my soap and lotions and body washes and t-shirts and all that stuff. So thank you for the gifts, guys. That is awesome. That's the third one I got. That's the third diamond painting somebody sent me. Somebody sent me a big one with a turtle smoking. I got that one. I got like a Jason Voorhees one. So thank you, guys. That's awesome. Thank you. So my question for the replay crew, right? Have you ever been caught up in a relationship like this? And what did you do to get out of it? Okay. Now, I know a lot of you ladies have been involved in tons of crazy, crazy relationships. How did you escape those relationships? That is my question for you guys, for the replay crew. Don't answer it in the side chat. Okay. Wait till the video ends. In the comment box down below, I want y'all to tell me, have y'all been involved in relationships like this? And what did you do to escape that relationship? That is my question for you and the replay crew. And if you haven't, hit the like on the video. I told you I'm going to keep these right up under an hour, but I'm going to do a few of them a day. And I'm going to go get me some dinner. So I will see you guys tonight around 11 o'clock, somewhere around there after I go get dinner. So be good, stay safe. And listen, if you have any loved ones that are in relationships like this, pull them to the side, talk to them, maybe show them what happens. Look, these are people that tried to get out of relationships and look where they're at now. You know, I don't want to see anybody else. That dad. Oh, one more question. Does that dad have a huge ass lawsuit or what? I'll see you guys in a little while. Be good. Stay safe. Dolly loves you. Peace.